Should you build Corroserum? Short answer, no. Long answer, this entire video.
こんにちは、ドクター。レイジアン工業から出向になったコロセラムです。では、そろそろ仕事と行きましょうか。
Corroserum is a 5-star blast caster from Colombia. An assistant director of Raytheon Industries Experimental Engineering. Currently stationed in Rhodes Island as a part of agreements to carry out technical exchange. We finally got another blast caster in the game instead of just Ifrit. As a caster that deal massive damage and debuffs, Ifrit is a strong one. Can this sneaky operator offers a new possibility in the meta gameplay? We will see. Blast caster have a long straight line range and can deal AoE attack to all enemies in their range. The unique range and AoE attacks can be useful to hit enemies from further away. But the straight line range can also limit their effectiveness on most maps. But also not difficult to manage. Usually adding a blocker to stop the enemies in their range will do the trick. As a 5-star blast caster, Corroserum stats are unsurprisingly lower than Ifrit. Except for the DP cost, which probably can be easier to reduce because he's a 5-star. But even then, his or other blast caster DP cost are still pretty much expensive. The archetype also got a slow attack speed, even though their art's attack is pretty big. As for his talent, after not attacking for 4 seconds, increases SP recovery. A pretty good boost, especially in a stage where enemies won't keep coming in waves. Not to mention his skills got a medium SP cost. And this talent effect can be increased with other operators' ability, such as Telopsis and Mostima's talent. And this is his potentials upgrade list. Not a bad upgrade, but overall you don't have to get his potentials. And currently, he doesn't have a module upgrade. Moving to his skills, his first skill. Increase his damage, but he will be stunned for 10 seconds after the skill ends. The damage it offers and the skill uptime is pretty good. Overall this first skill of his is considered his main DPS skill. The stun at the end of the duration isn't straight up a bad thing either. With his talent he can speed up the downtime of his skill, making his next skill activation a little bit faster. Overall it's a decent skill, especially if you hit multiple enemies. But nothing extraordinary. As for his second skill, increase his attack, and his attacks will silence the targets for 5 seconds. And the skill can be manually deactivated. Got less power when compared with his skill 1. And the main focus of this skill is to give silence debuff. Not the easiest one to inflict it, when compared with Lapland and J. But if there's multiple enemies in the area that can be silenced, Corroserum is your best bet to silence them in one go. However, it will be rare you will need to silence multiple enemies like that. Especially since he can only silence them with his skill, and this skill got a poor uptime. If you have Lappy, she's pretty much the queen of silencing enemies. And her skill 2 can also deal arts damage. For skill mastery, I don't think there's any reason to mastery his skills. You can choose his skill 1 for more solid DPS option. Or skill 2 for his silencing niche. But overall not a priority to mastery. As for his base skills, increase byproduct chance by 80% when crafting elite materials. And any byproduct of tier 3 elite materials will be aura and clusters. So, will Corroserum become a good operator for your team? As another blast caster after 2 years of Arknights, his kit is inferior when compared with other unit with better damage or silencing ability. His first debut is in limited Nearl banner. If you're going to pull in that banner, you will most likely get him. But outside of that, he's not priority to get. If you're a newbie and lacking a solid caster, he's pretty decent unit to deal AoE damage in early stages. And maybe to counter those exploding spiders in the early chapters. But won't offer much for investment in the later stages. Well, we'll see if his module will do him any justice. That should be all. Adios.